Oh, mute when I'm not talking because I got chips.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are here with the cast assessment for Trinity Survivors Season 9, the Nonary game. We've got a small but pretty respectable group here tonight. First of all, we've got myself back at it again. I'm the main host of this series, Julian. We've got our brand new production member by my side here, Grace.
Hey, what's up? What's poppin'?
We've got one representative from the after show team. We've got Ollie here. And joining us tonight, special guests, we've got the winner of South Africa and she did pretty fucking well in All Stars too. Give it up for Rachel. And we've got Hot Girl Chris, our three-time player who won fan favorite in past and present.
Yes, she did.
Woo! All right. So we're going to jump right into it because I know that people have time commitments and whatnot. So we're going to go into the order in the intro video. So we will be starting with Adam. Now we're going to go left to right on my screen, and with every new person, we're going to just rotate forward one. So Ollie, you'll be starting.
Okay. Okay, so I know Adam. I think a lot of us know Adam. He's like one of the biggest firecrackers. I've noticed like a lot, like recently, he hasn't really done too well in games. And I don't really know how he's going to do this game. Like, I know he is really bubbly and shit, but like, I know that if his back's against the wall, he'll like fight anyone. So I think it's going to completely depend on who's on his tribe and who he gels with. If he doesn't really gel with anyone, I don't see him getting far. But if he can kind of like calm down and not be extra, I think I can see him doing really well. And I want him to do really well.
Grace?
Alrighty, so I'm kind of, the thing is that before I would have been like Adam, and I can agree Adam hasn't done, like, I've seen him in a lot of games, he hasn't done too hot in, but I really can't go into full depth on Adam, and it's for one specific reason, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. But Julia knows what I mean, but I can't talk about it much. But all I'm saying is, Adam, you gotta look out for him. He's actually can be really good and is capable of doing many, many, many things. That's all I'll say about it. But he is very, very capable. And I think with this tribe that he set up on, I think I will say there's already kind of some tension going a little bit. And I think this tribe compared to like, he's on the Bitoku tribe compared to Jorinma. Bitoku's about to be a hot mess. And that's because Justin and Jason, they're apparently not on the best of terms with each other. And Justin's already having his eyes on other people. And I think Adam, that's going to be the focus on that tribe. And I think Adam is able to have the ability to kind of blend in to the people on that tribe. And I think that can help him a lot. And he's already, I think it was him in his pod chat. He already is glad to see a couple people that were there. And so I think he's already going to start making his bonds. But I can actually see him doing pretty decently this season. And let's see, I'm going to give them placements. I do this all the time as well. There's 18 people. I'm kind of feeling a 9th place. He's bringing number 9 for me. So I'm going to give him 9th.
Rachel?
Ollie at the 9th place. Hype up right there. I actually played with Adam in my like second game ever. And it was super fun, but then it got really scary. And he got a little cracked at merge. And everything just kind of like went to chaos. And like I think he's someone who can like play extremely well, but if someone rubs him the wrong way, like personally, can kind of like let that get in the way. And so I think that if there's like drama at all, that will probably be the nail in the coffin for him. So I could see like, what can I get like a timeline of like this game like merge swap times, or is that a thing that I can know?
We're gonna be swapping. I mean, we're gonna be merging late. That's all I can say.
Okay. Like I could see whatever placement like merge boot happens. Like I think if he is on his like best behavior in the game, like he can go far. But I think like if any kind of drama or tension starts, which like I can see people on this cast that could easily happen with, just because of like there's a lot of big personalities, then I could see him going out in like merge or double digit placements. Just if people are like trying to keep the peace, I guess.
Chris?
I love Adam. I love Adam so much. I literally watched him grow up. I've known him since he was like 12. That's weird. It's extremely weird. However, his game, he's really good socially. Extremely good socially. When it comes to like making moves, he normally like jumps on the bandwagon. So it would be very, very hard for me not to see like a move that's actually his. Also, yes, Chloe in Ascendance. Yes, shout out Chloe in Ascendance. Anything else? I have high hopes for Adam. I want him to do extremely well, and just yeah, I just love my baby Adam. I love him so much.
All right, so for similar reasons to Grace, I can't say too much right now on Adam, but what I can say is he's a very fun presence. He will bring the pain if you give him reason to, but if you don't give him reason to, he's pretty easygoing, he's pretty easy to get along with. He can do some damage in this cast. I can see him going pretty far. Will he win? He's not my winner prediction personally, but if he won, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest. All right, so next up is Callum, and we'll be starting with Grace.
Okay, I've had the pleasure of playing with Callum before, like, and Chris knows, he's close to me. But Callum, so I have heard different things about him. He is somebody like if you actually try to talk to him and you actually try to socialize and actually, like I said, try with him, he will be loyal to you, because there's been people that have done it in 1984. They've stuck to him and they've done what and socialized with him, and he's turned around and protected them. It was like, yeah, I got your back. So Callum can be a loyal person, but also Callum is very messy as well, because he just, I don't know, he kind of comes off indecisive to me, and I like to realize that when I played Instinct with him. And he's just, and a lot of people like in the 1984 chat have been like, oh, he's playing terribly. They want to see him on the block. He's been messy. So that can be a downfall for him. But I think if Callum finds somebody, he's on the Bitoku tribe. If he finds somebody, I think based on what I think I know who he's gonna blend with well. And I think if he can find somebody who would legitimately have his back, I think he will do the same thing. But he is such a sweetheart, though, like a literal sweetheart. I love him so much. Placement wise, I really hate to say it, he's ringing kind of pre-merge to me. And I'm going to give him the number 13 is coming to me for him.
Rachel?
I'm muted. I don't really know Callum at all, but I have heard a lot about the way that he plays in games. And some people have very strong positive opinions about Callum, and some people have very strong negative opinions about Callum. But it all kind of revolves around like, at least like this is all secondhand. So if I'm wrong, I know Chris, you hosted him, so like feel free to correct me. That it comes from more of like him not really making any kind of decisions for himself and just kind of like going with whoever he's aligned with, which is fine, but also like can only get you so far, and can be really frustrating for people that like don't want to constantly be like making decisions and like putting their neck out there. And so like if he finds someone to like work under, I guess, and that person has a really good footing, then I think he'll do great. If the person he chooses to pledge his loyalty is kind of flopping and goes crazy, then I think that like he might be like the sacrifice before they are, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't make any sense, then that's also fine. That's what I'm sticking with.
Chris?
Love Callum. Gameplay wise, God, I don't. Oh God. He didn't really do anything for himself in Instinct, unfortunately. He just kind of. I don't really want to say like he kind of rode Caleb's coattails, but he kind of did until he got voted out. But I love Callum. I don't know if he's played a Survivor org before. Has he? Does anyone know if he has or not? I don't know.
Not that I know of, because I remember when, I think, was it him? No, Bruno too.
I'll touch on that. I think I know what you're talking about.
No, like Bruno too. I think, well, I know Bruno was somebody, but I don't think Callum, I think Callum was another person who's never played.
This is something.
Who was wars barely.
No, in any case, I don't know how he's playing in 1792 either. So, sorry, I had to call it that. No shade at all. I just love calling it 1792. I want Callum to do well. I just see him doing the same like floater type piggybacking game off of someone else. So, Callum, when you watch this after the season's over, I want to see moves made, okay? And rep Instinct season 1. That's all I want. That's all I'm leaving it. Okay, that's all.
So I don't particularly know Callum like at all. His interview was my first real experience with him, and I wasn't even around to do his interview. Grace did that one. The thing that stood out to me though was that Callum didn't understand what rock draws was, so he completely dodged that question. So I don't think Callum has played Survivor before because he didn't know like certain aspects of the game itself. I don't know how well Big Brother players usually do in Survivor games. Like, does a Big Brother game translate to a good Survivor game? That's kind of where I'm at with Callum, and he's a big question mark for me. I'm interested, like, he's very fun, he's obviously very charismatic, he's got my attention, but what will he do with it? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Ollie?
So I don't know Callum, but I've heard many a story from a certain hot girl. I did find out some tea. But yeah, like from what I've heard, he's very much a floater. I think if he can solidify some allies early on, he may be fine. But I think if he does start being a hot mess express, then I think he's not going to do well. I think he's going to have a harder time because for two reasons. One, he's a Big Brother player, and I think being British, he doesn't really know Survivor. Like if he hasn't watched Survivor, he won't really know what to do there. And then also because he's British, he's going to have to realize he's going to have to work 10 times harder than everyone else because he's in a completely different time zone. If he doesn't work hard in that regard, then I think he could be in trouble. But my gut would tell me I feel like he could be pre-merge, but I don't know him, so I have no idea.
I want to touch on another Callum. I want to touch on another Callum thing, and this is a huge pro for him. This boy does not give a fuck about a time zone. He will be up until 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We'll set his alarm. We'll wake up, go to tribals. We'll participate at any time in the middle of the night. So with his time zone, he will set alarms and get up in the middle of the night to be sure he's at something.
I love being the only Brit that's like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. You're going to come to my time.
All right. So we're going to move on to Jacob. Rachel, go ahead.
I do not know Jacob at all, so I have nothing to say, and I should not go first. I'm so
Fair
sorry.
enough. Chris?
I had spinach lasagna in my mouth. I apologize. Anyways, I don't know Jacob either. But I wish him well, and he's kind of a cutie. So hit me up if you hear this. Hey, I'm not single, but hey. That's all. That's all I can contribute to Jacob. Good luck, hon.
I don't particularly know much about Jacob either. I'm glad he made it in the cast. He was an alternate originally, because I just wasn't like as strong on him as some of the people who dropped out. But I mean, he's got potential. He's very fun. I know Grace loves the hell out of him. I'm sure she'll have plenty to say. I don't really have too much of a comment on Jacob right now. He does seem pretty chill, and I do think he could make some shit happen in terms. They could make some things happen in terms of the game. I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm sorry when you watch this. I do think they could be a very interesting character and they could make things happen, but I don't really know about their winning prospects.
I don't fucking know them, so Grace, just take it away.
Yep, Grace, this is all you.
My Jacob, okay. We did have him as them. Sorry, I'm just slipping. Them. We had them as an alt at first too, because we finally came down to it, but they were this fucking close. Like, I was screaming it in the prod chat to be in my autocast, like this on a close, but I ended up picking someone else over that because there's a potential for them to get cut. And I'm like, no, they need to be on this cast. So and I ended up switching, but they were this close. And the reason why, Jacob is my pony pal. My pony pal, literally. Jacob, literally, like, I saw Julian's like, oh, there's the Skype name, and it had unicorn in it. And I said, I'm sorry, what? And then I saw that, and then when I got on I'm the one that, and then Julian's like, interview Jacob, and I said, okay. And so I interviewed Jacob, and like me and them, literally their personality and mine, like they are just like a very calm presence and very calm, adorable presence. And that kind of goes with my hyperactiveness. And we were just sitting, like, that was one of the interviews where when I did it, I was just sitting there, like, we were just chilling, laughing and talking and stuff like that. And it was really fun. And then we got into talking about My Little Pony. But I love Jacob. Like I said, I loved Jacob so much. And I'm very, very happy to see Jacob in this cast. I'm very happy that there is an opportunity for that to happen. I actually kind of feel, based on what my gut is telling me, I think Jacob has the potential to do well. I think that Jacob is going to be somebody who is not taken just based on, because like I said, Jacob's a very calm presence. I think they're going to, based on kind of like the vibe I get off, they're going to come in there, and I think they're going to be a contestant where no one's going to see coming. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off, and I can see Jacob coming in and doing something. And that's like what I just feel. But I've never met them before this, so there's that. But if I had to give a placement, I don't know. The number 6 is very strong for me. So I'm going to be giving Jacob 6th place right now.
All right. So next we're going to be moving on to Jason. Chris, take it away.
Is this the Jason that plays stars like every 5 weeks?
Yep, this is Jay Helston.
King. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really know anything else about him. I only know
he played 1984 Power 3.
Yes, 1782. What else? Yeah. Oh, he played not Pro Survivor, ETU, and I heard that he was manhandled by the jury there. So I just hope he doesn't get manhandled here and slay. That's all.
Sorry, can you just say the word manhandled one more time?
Manhandled.
Okay. I feel like I like Jason a lot more than most people. I know he's a very polarizing figure. I love him. I know that some people don't. Grace, I know I saw that. That's what I was reacting to a bit ago. So I don't know. Jason's already kind of in it because I know Justin does not like him one bit. And if it comes down to Jason versus Justin, I don't really know. I mean, that could go either way. And I feel like whoever doesn't end up getting murdered is going to go far. I could see Jason, unfortunately, losing that fight, but who knows? Jason's very smart, and I could see him getting out of it, but at the same time, I could see people using that against him. This tribe has a lot of question marks for me.
Is it me?
Yes.
Yeah. I know Jason from Tengage. I think he's sweet. Like he was always aligning with me in stars, so like I'm chilled with him. But I wasn't aware of the Jason Justin thing. Because I feel like if Jason can get with the right people, he'll do well. But I think if it's him versus Justin, I feel like Justin will win. So as much as I love him, if there's that rivalry, I can see Jason going very early.
Grace?
Okay, so Jason, I really do love Jason a lot because literally me and Julian, after we interviewed him, we were literally on call for like minutes on after just talking to him. It was so much fun. But he is really he did really well in Power of Three from my understanding, and he was originally supposed to be on Hall of Fame. But Chris is just laughing, but he declined his spot because he didn't want to play with Kevin. So
Ew, he was supposed to be on All Stars?
yeah.
Oh.
I heard that was a
That would've
lie.
been-
I
That would
heard
have
that he
been
made
spicy.
that up.
Well, that's what he said to me and Julian.
That would
But
have been spicy.
but that's what he was saying. But I actually, so with him and Justin, I actually think Justin is already like, the first thing that Justin did was like, oh gosh, there's two gay men in their 40s that are teachers in New York. They're going to be together. They got to go. Meaning Jason and Michael. And I think Justin, based on kind of like, Jason is very sweet and everything, but I think Justin has more of a I think Justin's social capital will probably be a lot more on that tribe, just based on who it's around. And like, I have to agree with Ollie. I think if it came down to it, I think Justin is going to win that battle. And Justin's going to be the one to get far compared to, because I think with Michael and Jason having the same background, I think that's going to automatically get them a target. And Adam's already mentioned in there, oh, there's two older gay bears. Look at them. And that's what he's already said in his prod chat. So he's already kind of paying attention to it. So I think that tribe is going to be focused on trying to separate. I think those two are going to get along well, and the tribe is going to be scared. And I think Justin has a lot of ammunition because of that to drive that and to get Jason out. So I'm giving Jason number 16 because, like I said, I feel, unless he can prove me wrong, I feel that Justin's gonna win that battle.
Grace, just quick. The two older bears.
Rachel?
I feel like I don't really have anything to add other than like what's already been said. I know like even before cast reveal or anything like that, like Justin was talking about like Trinity and like applying. He was like, oh God, I hope Jason isn't here. Like trying to think of like people that he knew. So I don't really know. I feel like that's gonna be a very quick like one dies pre-merge and then the other kind of goes on. And I do agree with everyone else that I do think that Justin would win that battle just because he seems to have more like charisma and like sway, especially with this cast. But yeah, I don't really want to just like repeat what everyone else has been saying, but I agree with the sentiments that were shared previously.
All right. So I guess I'm starting on the next person, and it looks like it is John Coffey. All right. So me and John go way back. I knew him when he was like a newbie in the community, like before he even did orgs, back when he was doing like group games and shit. I've always thought he's really cool. I like John. I know a lot of people love the fuck out of John. He's very like effortlessly social in the same way as some of the people we've seen him in, some of the people we've seen thrive in the past, like a Pietro or a Rachel. I could see him going pretty deep in this game. I don't know if he's going to win necessarily, but I can see him like final 5 at least. I'm happy John's here. I really am.
So apparently me and Chris aren't social. Wait, who is he on 10 gauge? Just I don't know.
I forgot his username. It was like Coffee Bean 94 or something. He was an old school group gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Coffee Bean 94.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
I have chicken in my mouth. Coffee Bean 94. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not on the John hype just because I don't know him. The only thing I got from his video was that his eyes were like really thing. Like when I was just watching the video, all I could watch was his eyes like this, and I was like, okay. But I have like nothing good or bad to say about him. I generally don't know him. So I'll root for him. It's like all I've got for him.
Grace?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to. Okay, no, I need to remember. I'm after Ali. I forgot the system that we're doing. But so John, I have played with John before. He actually was in the same game. The first time I ever played, the one time I played with him, he was in the first game that I won. So he was in that with me, and he was one of my closest allies in that game. Julia, I'm dead. But he was one of my closest allies in that game, and he is an absolute sweetheart. Literally, he is so sweet, and I absolutely love him so much. But when it came to that game, his gameplay, like he was social, like very social, and a lot of people loved him, but his like strategic game was not the strongest. And then I kind of saw it again when I played another game with him, and he ended up voting me out of it. And he basically, his game also, and it was Winter Ashley and like a couple other people literally had John wrapped around their finger and were using him. And basically, he was just trying to be nice and social, and they were taking advantage of that. So I kind of feel it's kind of maybe a same situation here. I think he on that tribe, there's so much messiness. I think kind of he's gonna be the one who's gonna be the quieter personality on the tribe. And I see him surviving. Of course, I do see him surviving this tribe right here. I don't think they're gonna take him out. And I also see him doing really well in this game because he's just so lovable. And I think he's a dependable, when you really have his back, he is a dependable ally to you. And I think other people are going to notice that at first sight. So I think I'm giving him 4. 4 is ringing to me. I'm going to give him 4th place.
Rachel?
I played one game with John Coffey, and John Coffey gave me 15th place. So I don't have the most fond memories. All I know is I left for work and we were vibing and we were sending each other playlists and we were having a great time. And then I got off work and I was 15th place. And so like to me he came off really fake, but no one else seems to have that impression of him whatsoever, and everyone loves him. So maybe I just like flopped, but also like that game was happening during All Stars, so like I really had no clue what was going on at any given moment, because my focus was elsewhere. So I don't really know. Like from my understanding, everyone seems to think that he's like the really nice social guy that like just kind of flies under the radar, and then all of a sudden it's like single digits and you're like, who is this and when did he get here? Which like is kind of a vibe and I'm here for it. So I think I see him doing really well. But
So John and I go way back to 10 gauge on like olden days, like when I was old, like when I was like 10 on 10 gauge when I shouldn't have been. So yeah. He was one of my first ever friends and we just clicked instantly and we became close. We drifted apart, but I saw him in the org community. So I'm very, very happy that he's here. This will be my first time ever like watching him play. So I don't really know how he like plays the game, but I'm really excited to see. And he has like one of my full supports and I just love him so much and I'm so happy he's here. So yeah. I hate how my talking about people is always the same, so.
All right, so Ollie will be starting and we are on Justin.
Okay. I don't know Justin, but I've seen him in a lot of orgs and I've heard some things. I think he'll do well. From what I've heard from like production and stuff, like it sounds like he's got the goods to do well and go far. So I think if he made merged, I wouldn't be shocked. But from what I've seen and heard, it sounds like his problem is that he can't maintain a threat level if he gets deep. Like if he gets deep in a game, like he'll just be an instant threat. Yes. Yes. So I think if he's able to control that and like not overthink and turn into a hot mess express, I think he'll do well. I see him make a merge like with this particular cast because I feel like he's got enough people where he can like get some allies and do some damage. But I don't know where he'd be. I would say probably merge, end half of merge maybe. Grace.
And yeah, I knew about. I was typing in one of the trap chats, but so basically, Justin, like I said, kind of on the, I've said this on the Jason thing, but I'm gonna restate it because I know Justin fair and well is gonna go back and watch his whole part, knowing him. But Justin, I just want to say, I know you're not a Jason fan, but I do think you're going to win that battle against him because I think you have a lot of capital against, you have some capital against him right now, and you have the social, and he has the social abilities to like be able to drive that. And so I see Justin doing pretty well pre-merge. I do see that, but I do think there's going to come to a point where Justin it's going to kind of go into an in-game situation. And I think Justin is going to kind of fizzle out. And I think people, and the reason why is because I think people are going to see him as kind of like in surviving the way I saw him as a very, well, apparently he wasn't going to win or anything. That's what I got. But I saw him as a really good social player because he went on calls with people. He talked to people. He had a lot of conversations with people. And so I think Justin is going to go. I think Justin's going to merge. I'm going to say that. Like, I think Justin's going to merge, but he's going to fizzle. I think he's going to end up fizzling out because I think other people are going to take advantage of him and be like, hey, he's a threat. We need to get him out. And so I'm going to give my placement to him and give him 7th place.
this is my last one that I'm gonna be able to do because I'm about to leave. But I'm glad that it's Justin. And Ollie, I'm sorry. Um, um, I think Justin is gonna kill it in this cast, honestly. Like, I genuinely like think that he has a chance of going really far and doing really well. I think the people that he does have like beef with, he does like they don't have as much leverage over him as he would have over them. And so I do think that he's going to be able to like come out on top in most of those battles. Um and so I'm hoping that he just like absolutely crushes it because that's my boy and I robbed him in Snowpiercer and I want to see him do really well in an org. So but I like because I think he could have like the game that we played together could have like run it had we like let him and he just got really like unlucky in a swap. And so I think that's like the only thing that could possibly happen to like mess up his chances here. But I honestly don't even know that like there is a swap that would like be unfortunate for him currently in this cast. Like, I think he can like maneuver his way out of pretty much anything, and like he's social enough that I think like he's gonna gain a really good footing. And I definitely see him merging, hopefully making it far. But I think that he's gonna get one of those robbed like fourth, fifth, sixth kind of placements, just because they're gonna try to take him out. So unless he goes on an immunity run, like his favorite prod chat guest, then I don't see him making the end. But
I have some breaking news before we continue. So Justin just said in his prod chat that he went on call with Jason and he he seems like Jason genuinely wants to work with Justin. So there's that now. So they talked.
And he really wants to work with Sunshine. And so if he can do that and they link up, then I think that he's gonna do really well. Okay, I have to head off. But I love y'all.
All right, thank you for stopping by, Rachel.
But Stan Wesley, when it gets there, just know that Wesley has my full support. I don't know if he's gonna succeed. But I love that king. Okay, bye, love y'all.
Love Justin. I don't even know hope. I think he's gonna do extremely well in this cast. Again, even though him and Jason just called and like want to work together, I don't really see it happening just because of the whole beef that they have. And between Jason and Justin, I am team Justin because I love the little boy so much. But I have to piggyback on what everyone said. Like, he's gonna do well. I don't see him not making merge. Like, he's making merge in my eyes. And other than that, that's it. I think he's gonna do well. I hope he wins though, but I think he's gonna do well.
And I want to say, before you do that, kind of going back on something I said earlier, Justin, if you're watching this, you are my idolcast. I'll say that you are my idolcast because I needed you. First thing I saw the African pool, I needed you here. I needed you here.
Where did Ollie go?
I don't know. He dropped. Might want to ask him in the confessional. Not the confessional. Why did I say confessional? In the chat.
Well, anyway, I guess while we wait, I'll talk about Justin a bit. I don't know. My thoughts on Justin were kind of a couple of people's thoughts on John. Justin is someone I feel like I should like more than I do. Like, he's very fun. He's very charismatic. He's very quirky. He's very interesting. There's something about him that just doesn't work for me, and I don't really know what it is. When I played Surviving with him, his game, in a word, was sloppy. And I don't know if he's going to carry that same energy here. Like, he's obviously a very good player. He did something right to win that player of the season spot. But at the same time, I don't know. I couldn't put it into words. Justin, when you see this, I'm sorry. I do like you. I do think you're a fun person. I do think you're great. But like, there's just something that isn't connecting for me. And I want you to show me what that is, and then bust that. Prove me wrong, Justin. Prove me wrong. All right, Kimry actually has expressed interest in hopping in here.
Oh, we can let her come in here real quick.
All right, well, while I get that situated, next is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kinsey, and I believe Grace starts.
I am
Yeah.
so glad that I get to start because this is my winner pick. This is Casey. You hear this, girl? You're my winner pick. This girl, literally, the first thing when I interviewed her, did I interview or no? Julian interviewed, but I listened. I don't know what I'm talking about. I sat there and listened to her. And by the way, she just talked and everything. And I've seen she's only played a few games too, and she's won. So she's new to the work and she's fairly new, but she can win games and she's really good. Based on from what she has played. And she kind of showed that in her interview a little bit because the way the answers to her questions and everything, I was like, this girl, and I said this in the prod chat, Julian can vouch for that because I said it. I said, this girl's going to be dangerous. This girl, and I said this the other day too, when we were talking about her. Oh, Madison's here. When we were talking about her though, I said, this girl is going to be dangerous. Meaning this girl, I can see her coming in here and sniping. And so that is how I feel. But like I said, I'm glad I got to go first because this is my winner pick. And I still heavily stand by it. This is my winner pick. And I think on that tribe too, I think she's going to have, if she can get on there and talk to people, I think a lot of people are going to align with her. And I think she's going to be somebody who is going to be kind of a leader. And I can just see that. I just choose my winner pick.
So before we move on, hopping in and slotting into Rachel's spot, we now have Madison Kimry, second place in New Beginnings and a fucking legend in All-Stars.
Hi.
Hello. So we are currently discussing Miss Kinsey, if you would like to pop in, because we're going to put you where Rachel was, which was right here.
Oh my god, that's so stressful. Who are we talking about?
Kinsey.
See, I don't know a ton of people in this cast, I'm not gonna lie. So can I be put in a different part of the rotation so I can comment on someone else's thoughts more as opposed to started?
Sure, I'll throw you in at the end.
Thank you.
Chris, then.
So I really don't know if it's the same person that I played a Sequester Mini with yet, but I really think it is the same person that I played a Sequester Mini with. If it's not, then I'm completely wrong, but oh well. In any case, that Sequester Mini her and I may have potentially be played together with. That mini was cracked because there were so many people in another mini together, and the casting was just a hot mess, and we redact Sequester now because Sequester is imploding, so well, that. Anyways, in that mini, she threw out someone's name and they heard about it and they got her outgone the next round, and that was a pre-jury round. So I hope that doesn't happen here, but if it is the same person, I could see it happening. And if it's not the same person and I'm just a complete and total idiot and I don't know nothing about this woman. And because she's the only woman on the cast, obviously I have to stand her mom and do it for our hot girl representation, baby. That's all. Queen.
Women were absolutely just brutal to get on here. We tried. I made a video about woman empowerment too and talked about the iconic women of Trinity. Only one woman stuck through.
We had a total of 5 females apply, 2 did an interview, and 2 dropped out. What can you do?
That's rotted.
Very much so. So what I do know about Kinsey is she has a couple org wins under her belt, including the incredibly top-tier org Ginny's Survivor. So there's that. Jokes aside, though, I know she is a very good player. I do get the feeling that she's going to be a cutthroat legend. Who knows? She could be the next Ashley Artichoke, coming in as a one-woman army and just doing the damn thing. Or she could play too hard too fast and burn out really quickly, which is something I also see potentially happening in this game. Because I do get the sense she wants to play hard. And I do get the sense she wants to start making moves. But how soon is she going to want to start making those moves? Because if she comes out of the gate, knife in hand, target on someone else's back, just runs up to him with that knife in her hand, she's going to get fucking shanked from behind so fast. So if she puts a bit of restraint on it, she kind of hits the brakes a little bit. If she just waits, I think she could be a serious dominant force in this game. I don't want to see her burn out too quickly.
I don't know her. I've never potentially allegedly played a game with her. But she is the only female in the cast. And I think with some of these players, that's going to work to her advantage. And from what I'm hearing that you guys have said, I think if she doesn't just try and go balls to the wall straight away, I think she's going to do really well. Because I think especially with this, her being the only female this season, I feel like she's going to have a lot of options to go with. So I think if she can play smart in the beginning and not like just go crazy, I think she'll do well. I'm rooting for her anyway, so.
Madison?
Again, so don't know Kinsey. But knowing that she's the only female on the cast, again, rotted, but I understand. To me, I kind of agree. It just sounds like she needs to keep her threat level down as long as possible and use the fact that she's literally the only woman here. Because sometimes, I mean, again, you can definitely use that to your advantage. It's hard to get a lot of females in one cast, but if she can make those connections and kind of play the woman card, if you will, I think it could be iconic. I want to see her thrive. Woman power. We love seeing strong women in Trinity.
We do. All right, so next up, we're going to move on to Michael, and Chris, you're up.
Michael. Sounds like a king. I don't think I've known him at all, though. Where did you find him? Where's he from?
We played another Skype org together. It was hosted by Andrew Bennington and some fucking loser named Zach Shelley.
Ooh.
I posted apps in there and he hopped on it right away.
Right. But I know nothing about him. Yeah. I hate starting when I know nothing, but it's okay.
That's fair.
That's all I contribute. Good luck, Con.
I feel like the person who has the most to say about Michael isn't here right now. Keaton ran his interview and they were like hella vibing. I do like Michael though. I actually don't really remember where he placed in the game we played together because I was first boot in that game. So, you know, technically we didn't even play together, but technicalities. He's very fun. He's very laid back. The one thing that's got me looking at him kind of funky though is Justin was kind of side-eyeing him earlier when he was talking about Jason because he was like, oh, we have two old male teachers that are both from New York. They gotta know each other in real life. They gotta know each other. They gotta be friends. And that's not a good situation. I mean, that's not a good target to have painted on you. Is it gonna become anything? I don't fucking know. Especially because it sounds like Justin and Jason went on call and hashed some shit out. I don't really know the details behind that. But if that's the case, he should be fine. If Justin's still giving him the stank eye, though, I could see him going earlier than expected. Ollie?
Okay, so my first comment is Michael Hearn got old real quick. Literally, when I saw the cast photo, I was like, that's Michael Hearn in like 40 years. I don't know him, but obviously he's an older bear, as people have said. I don't know, my gut's telling me that I feel like the younger members, he's going to struggle to click with the younger members. So I don't see him doing that well. But then at the same time, I feel like because I feel like he's going to struggle due to the younger tribe members, I'm rooting for him in that sense. But I do feel like he's going to have a hard time in this game with this cast.
Madison?
I kind of agree with Ollie. I don't know Michael at all, but he definitely seems a little out of place in this cast specifically. I don't want to discredit him. Don't know him, but I just think this might not be the situation that he could thrive in. I would love to see him do well. He definitely does look like Michael Hearn grew up real fast. I wish him well. Best of luck.
Grace?
Alrighty, so Michael, he was actually one of the people whose interview I did not get to watch. Well, no, I watched like little bits and pieces of it, but I wasn't present. I wasn't there when it actually happened. He is a very cool guy though, based on what I've seen. I love his little rainbow vibe he's going on, like with the shirt and everything. I do, like I said, I think him and Jason, I think they're gonna be kind of a close crew because they're literally have the same background. So they're gonna be a close crew with that. And I think I honestly think that but if it came down to it, he goes before I can't talk right now. He goes before Jason does, I feel. And I'm putting him at number 17 because like I think they're gonna take him. I think Jason's gonna have a little more fight than he will. But we'll have to see what happens, like I said, but that's what I feel with that.
Okay. And now we are going to round out the Bitoku tribe with Seb. So I feel like I don't really know Seb as well as everyone else here. So I'm probably just going to hand the mic over to the rest of y'all. But from what I've gathered, people really fucking love Seb. And like, this is my first experience with really hosting him or watching him play. Because admittedly, I was kind of tuned out for most of YouTube Survivor. So, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. I've heard good things, so I'm expecting good things. Prove everyone right, Seb. You get a thumbs up from me right now. Yes.
Okay, first of all, how fucking dare you not watch YouTube Survivor? That season was iconic. Seb is a dick. No, I don't. Obviously, me and Seb just played in YouTube Survivor together, and I love the kid. He's got such, like, just a pure soul. He's so fucking cute. And I think what he did really well in the season we just played in is he was very good at maintaining relationships, and I feel like that's what he's going to do really well with this cast. He obviously has someone in the cast already from YouTube Survivor that I know if they get together they're going to be like this. That's a choice, but that's my opinion. But I can see Seb doing very well socially, and I think if he gets a good footing, he's going to do well strategically. And I predict he's going to go far. I think he has the capability to go far, and I do want him to go far, just like everyone else's assessment. That's me done.
All right, Madison.
Oh, I love Seb. I can talk about Seb forever. I have played with Seb, I have hosted Seb, and Seb is now on my prod team for Big Brother Disney. So Seb has grown a lot as a player very recently and very quickly. When he played Big Brother Magic Kingdom, which obviously that's a Big Brother game, it's a different it's a different species in a way, but I feel like it was pretty consistent with how he was playing in general. It was very sloppy. His read on the game was just a mess. But I definitely watched that improve. Obviously, like he kind of killed it in YouTube Survivor from what I saw. I wasn't watching very closely. I'm sorry. But since then, like I've definitely seen him thrive in games and I've seen him do a lot better. So I hope he continues that. I am so excited to see him on this cast. I think this could be a really, really good opportunity for him to do really well. And I want to see that happen.
Alrighty, so Seb, I watched the only time I've like seen him game wise was when I used to be on with the Wish YouTube Survivor when I used to be on that production team. He did not do very well in his season he didn't do very well, but that's kind of a different situation because Ollie said if he reunites with somebody, were you talking about JJ or Sunshine?
Rain Cloud, that's who I was referring to.
Oh, Sunshine. Okay, never mind. Then it's not a JJ thing. But he didn't do very well, but I can agree I have seen him improve because I did look at the placements and I saw he went decently far. So third. Okay, thank you. See, he got third place, and that's really good. That is really good, and that was like a final 2. So they saw him as some kind of possible chance of winning that game if that's what happened. But well, Ollie, you were a finalist, so yeah. But I keep forgetting the placements. But I actually think based on this cast, I think Seb is going to do very well with this cast. That's kind of what I pick up on. I think on that Bitoku tribe, I think like Adam, I think it was Adam who said, "Oh my goodness, Seb is here." I think it was him. It was either him or Justin. I think it was Adam though. I'm pretty sure it was like excited to see Seb there. So I think that Seb is gonna I think he's gonna do okay on the first tribe, and I think I think he's merging. That's what I have him at. I have Seb, even though right now I do have him at 8th place, but that's kind of a decent kind of in a merge spot because I do think he is gonna be too social to where I think people are like, nah, he needs to go. He needs to go. And I think if like JJ is there, and if Sunshine, and the thing is that if him and Sunshine were buddy, maybe I could see a little. If they all happen to make it there, I can see if Sunshine, Justin, and Seb got together, that is going to be a force to be reckoned with in here. That is going to be a force. So I have to see what happens with that. But I see Seb doing pretty decently okay. But well, I see him making merch, like I said.
Just to let everyone know, this is going to be my last one because my mom is like doing something crazy, so I don't want her to like, do something bad. So, family love. Anyways, I don't know Seb as well as anyone else, but from the things that I've heard, I have nothing but respect and love for him, and he's just been talked about very, very highly, very, very well. And yeah, so I don't really have anything else to say, but I wish him and the rest of the cast best of luck, and I love you guys, and I have to go. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for stopping by, Chris. Good to have you here.
Thank you, babes.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can get another person in our rotating cast of characters tonight. But anyway, I think that wraps up the Bitoku tribe. We're going to move on to Jurenma. Who started with Seb? I started with Seb. So Ollie, you're going to start with Brandon.
Okay, let me find my notes. I don't know Brandon. I've seen him in other games. Was he on your season of Instinct? Grace? Yes. Yeah, he was. And I saw that he did pretty good there. I think he will probably make merge. And if he isn't targeted straight away, I can see him going far. I feel like he's got that kind of personality that people gravitate towards too. And I think if he isn't targeted straight away, I think he'll be fine. My gut tells me that he may be the merge boot. That's just my opinion. But again, I don't really know him. And I don't know how well he is connected with this cast. But I feel like he's connected enough where he'll do well. I hope.
Alrighty, I will say myself too. I actually I have him. Let me see. Hold on, let me look at notes right now. Hold on, let me find it real quick. But I believe it is merge boot on my list based on the placement. I won't say what the placement is, but I do have a merge boot though, because I think that's when it is. And because the reason why, like, he got fourth in instinct when I played with him, and he did really well in that game. But I feel that I think people are going to spot him more here with this. I think just this cast, I kind of feel they're going to be like, oh, he is definitely something. I definitely think that I think people are going to be able to pay attention to him easier. And I think another downfall I think could happen is that him and Callum, I don't know if they end up going to getting together or something, but they're pretty decently close with each other because we all got close with each other in instinct. And that is exactly why they are on separate tribes, because when we randomized the tribes, like Adam, Brandon, and Callum, where they all were originally together, and I went in and I'm like, no, put Brandon, Callum, separate them. And so that's kind of how that turned out with that. But I don't know, like I'm feeling a merge boo for him. But I have to see what he does though. But I do think he's gonna get through. I think he's gonna get through the pre-merge. I do think he's gonna get through, but I think he's gonna be right on the spot.
Oh, Brandon, he is a fun little soul. I love him. How is he going to do in this game? I don't really know. From what I remember, he's kind of a crackhead, but I'm kind of here for it, honestly. Like, myself and Connor and a few other people I know just love the fuck out of Brandon. Like, I've ironically simped for that man at one point. It was pretty funny. I do love Brandon. I want to see him go far. Do I think he's actually going to? Probably not, because he's kind of a mess in these games. But, like, I would absolutely love to see him go far. I mean, he won something. I don't remember the fucking name of the game for the life of me, but it's that thing that, like, Riley and his friends hosted a while back on 10 Gaged. Brandon won that against fucking Zach Dudley, which, granted, it's not hard to beat Zach Dudley in a jury vote. But, like, he's done it before. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. That derailed. Alright, here's someone I'm very excited to talk about. Grace, you get to start with Carson.
Oh my good. I've never, okay, out of people who I have not met and I've like seen them apply for something, I usually am like, yeah, I don't know pretty well, or no, or if I'm doing a cast assessment, I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I literally have such a strong first impression on this boy. I have never in hosting in anything, I have never seen anybody so excited to play an org. I have never in my life seen somebody so excited to play an org like he has for this game. This boy was already sending confessionals pre-season in his production chat to us. Like, he was already talking, and I'm like, dude, the game hasn't started yet. You're talking. He is so funny though. Like anytime in the way he talks in his prod chat too, like he types in all caps. It is the funniest thing. Like he is hilarious. I'm like so excited to host him. He is so funny. I do think he's gonna be a very lovable character on his tribe. I think a lot of people are gonna like him a lot. For some reason, I think him and what I kind of feel, I think him and Brandon are gonna kind of I think they're gonna vibe with each other based on, because I know Brandon. I kind of feel they're gonna be close with each other, and that's kind of what I. But he is going to be so fun to watch, and that's something. And I think he can do well on this first tribe. However, I was thinking about it, and Carson, I think he's gonna probably get into a place where he's gonna play too hard. I think he could start pretty simple, but I do think he's gonna get to a point where he's gonna start playing way too hard, and I think people are gonna like start being sketch of him. And so I don't think he's going to merge, unfortunately. I would love to see him do well because he is absolutely funny as hell, and I love watching him type, and I love all of that. He's just so theatrics and everything. He's so funny. But I don't think I think he's gonna get too much at one point, and I think people are not gonna be okay with that. So I actually have him at number 14 right now. I believe that's where I got him. I have him at 14. I think he's gonna start a little okay, but then I think he's gonna get too much, and I think the tribe is gonna be like, nah, we need you gone.
All right, so I'm kind of the exact opposite of Grace as to how I think he's gonna do. I will say the one thing I agree though is that I fucking love Carson. He has been an absolute joy in his production chat. Like I don't think I've ever had anyone just pre-season who's been more active than him. He's been there every day talking to us, like talking about the game, how excited he is. This is only his second org. He got fourth in Conquest, so clearly he knows what he's doing to some extent at the very least. He's one of the younger members of the cast, clocking in at only 18. He's this gay young person from Indiana, which I talked to my girlfriend who's from Indiana, and apparently there aren't too many of those out there. So, honestly, I think he's gonna just vibe with this cast. I think he's in that sweet spot where he could connect with the younger crowd, but he could also probably get along with the older crowd, because he does seem, despite the fact that he's younger and he's kind of bubbly, he also seems like someone who could be more mature and vibe with the older people, because, like, let's face it, we did cast quite a few older guys this season.
That literally was our audience. By the way, Ollie, you're gonna love this too. Literally, our audience they were older guys, but they were also British dudes too. We got a lot of them. We had a lot of them apply.
Oh, he wants the link, y'all. I'm gonna slide into his DMs real quick. But to kind of finish up on Carson, I want to see him do so well because I just fucking love him, and I want his presence around in this game. Ollie?
I have just sent Chris the link, by the way. Is Carson from 10 Gauge or?
I don't know for sure. I do know that some people know him, like some people from this community know him, so
Hey, Stone is here.
it's entirely possible.
So I don't know him, but when I watched his videos, he was super, super likable. Like when I watched it, I was like, he's someone I'd want to like work with. So I think he's got that going for him. I'm kind of like Julian. I want him to do well. I don't want him to fizzle out or like play too hard. Like I do want him to go far just because he gives off to me very much Jerry. Like he gives off Jerry vibes from South Africa. Like not All Stars, but South Africa. Like I feel like socially he's going to do extremely well. And I think it might catch up to him at Merge. But that's my thoughts on Carson. And hi, Chris.
Hey,
Chris,
what's up, guys?
Do you want to jump in and talk about Carson?
I don't know if I know Carson, to be honest with you. Do I know Carson?
I don't know.
I don't think I
Fair
do.
enough.
But I like Carson's a dope, cool name. I love Carson's. I like the name, so I'll support Carson.
Well, I'm pretty sure you know this next person. So, I'm starting, but I'll let you go after. But we're gonna be talking about JJ, also known as Leanna on Tengage.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I have known JJ for a long, long time. He's very old school in the group game community. I remember him back when he was a noob. He probably remembers me back when I was a noob. He's a very dangerous player, very smart. He will go deep if you let him. If you do not clock him immediately, he's going to make a run. And I mean, that's all there is to it, really. He's very smart, very good at the game, very obviously fit. I mean, just look at the guy. He's a triple threat. Get rid of him quickly or he will go far. Chris?
Oh man, JJ. Oh, this is funny that I started on this. JJ is one of my favorite people I played with. Dude is an animal, man. But he's not only is he strategically good at this game, he can cut your throat, but you love him. You after he cuts your throat, you have nothing bad to say. You're like, oh, thanks. Can I have some napkins to wipe this up? And he's like, yeah, here you go. You know, you love him. JJ is great. JJ, man, he's a smart guy, very likable, very charming. He's good looking. You know, I think he's got a lot going for him. I'm not as caught up. Does this season feature a lot of 10 gauge people or kind of mixed?
It's got a pretty good mixture.
Well, then I'm excited to see JJ actually play this game because with 10 gauge, I think JJ he kind of like he works with what he likes with. He works what he knows and who he feels good with. But he's open to play with people. You know, he's open to work with anybody. So it's going to be interesting to see him open up to these people he's never met. You know, from other sites, from other communities, and adapt to it. I actually told JJ a few months ago I tried getting him to play an org, and I think he was too busy. I think this is his first org, if I'm correct. So third is it?
Third, yeah.
Okay. It's the first time I've seen him, so I'm excited to see him. I'll stop rambling, but JJ, I'm very excited to see.
Ollie?
Okay, so JJ the prick, I hate him. No, I'm joking. I'm in his prod chat already, so I love the kid. I just played an. Oh my god! Hold on, dying. I just played YouTube Survivor with him as well, and I love him. Like, I openly flirt. Like, he's someone that I just think is really good. Like, with what everyone said, if you let him get deep, he's not going to do, like, he's going to do damage. He obviously, the first ever org he played, which was the Wish, he won. And I think coming into YouTube Survivor, that hurt him because he made it very apparent and everyone just went. And also, he pre-merge, he proved how much of like a physical beast he was in one comp. Like, that boy's got brains. We had to do, basically we had to spin around 10 times and then recite numbers. When I tell you I came second with 15, he got 53. He memorized 53 numbers after spinning around like however many fucking times. Like, he's a beast. And I think if he can get with the right people, I'm not gonna lie, he's my winner pick just because I want him to be the winner. Like, it would just be so good to see him win, and I'm rooting for him the most out of like everyone. So like, I want him to do well, and if anyone votes him out, I'm gonna be their enemy. So that's all I have to say.
You got time to roast him on the after show. Alrighty, so JJ, I have had the pleasure of hosting JJ's first org that he won, which was the Wish. And I watched his whole game from top to bottom. The boy, he's good. Like, he is really good. He knows how to make alliances. He knows like what to do with it. He is a very strong player, a really strong player. And I can remember correctly in that, oh wait, no, he didn't do well in the spinning comp for that because his crazy ass ate Taco Bell right before that and got nauseous. So I'm glad he pulled it down in YouTube Survivor, but when he played it in the Wish, he literally was like, I ate Taco Bell. No, that's not gonna work. But basically, he is a very strong player though, and I do see him mixing very well with this cast. I really do see that. I don't know what his relationship with Seb and Sunshine were in YouTube Survivor. And
they weren't together.
okay. And then also you have Adam in this game, and JJ like fucked Adam over, not fucked, but like got Adam out of the Wish, and Adam saw him and all that. And so I think that with that too, that could hinder him a little bit, but I think JJ is likable enough to where, and I think his starting tribe that he's on, I think that's really going to be a benefit to him. I think if he was on the other tribe, then I don't think he would have like as best of a chance, but I think he's on the perfect tribe for this, and with the people that he has, and I think he could do pretty decently well. So I actually have JJ sitting at second place right now. I could see him get into the finals, but I think like I said, Kenzie's my winner pick. So I do see him. But if he wins the game, I'm not gonna be shocked. He's won before. So, and I watched his whole game and he's good. I sat there, did live confessionals with him. He's good.
Just quickly, 2 points there with the Adam thing. He, during the cast reveal, he literally said to me, he was like, I don't want to be on a tribe with Adam. I feel like he hates me, and I feel like there's just beef from like the minis. And also with the spinning comp, he realized after the Wish that he needed just to go so slow, and apparently he was there for like an hour, and I was like, fuck you, keep going.
All right. So, Chris, you'll be starting, and I think you should know this person too. We're going to be on Mark Pies Yummy Yummy Pies.
One second. I can't pull up my Zoom. Can someone else start? I'm so sorry.
Julian, before we do that, are you looking at Skype right now?
No, I'm not actually.
We got a little issue. I want you to see it and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, where?
I would check someone's prod chat.
I got my thing set up, but I'll wait till we figure that out.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Chris, you good to go, or do
I'm good.
Go to someone else?
Okay. Mark, oh man, so this is awesome, dude. Mark has applied, like you said, almost every time, pretty much. He's applied a lot, and this is his time to shine, to prove himself. I'm really excited to see Mark. I'm gonna pick Mark for my draft picks. With that said, I don't know how well Mark's gonna do. I think he's gonna be fairly new compared to a lot of people, especially just Trinity alone. But he's a fan, you know. He's been with this series for a while. He's got the heart. He's got the drive. And I'm excited to see that. I think the kid's gonna pull it out. I think it's gonna be interesting. And I'm very excited to see him play. Group games and orgs are very different. And you gotta be in the org, you gotta be dedicated to do good, you know. But I feel like Mark's gonna be very into it and he's gonna invest in himself. So I'm very excited to see him.
Yes.
Because I always forget. I don't know Mark, but I've seen him literally be in the viewers lounge for like every single Trinities. And I think, like Chris said, I feel like that will help him because he is such a fan. So like he's gonna be driven. But I don't know. My gut's telling me he's gonna be an early out, and I feel like that's just his. I feel like his personality is gonna rub, like his overexcitedness might rub people the wrong way,
Mm.
and it might put a target on him that people might just assume he's playing really hard. And I think that might do him in. So I do see Mark going really early, and I don't want him to because he's such a fan of this series. But I think if he gets too overexcited, I think that's going to screw him over.
First boot.
Grace?
Okay, yeah, I was going to it. I was clicking around and looking at stuff. But I feel so terrible because like Mark Mark is actually the one person on this cast. He didn't have to send any app in or anything. We just automatically casted him because he's been wanting to play Trinity for so long. But unfortunately, I know he's got cut before and everything, but I feel now it's kind of too late for him, especially now that we're in a Facebook audience. And he's the only minor in this cast. He's not the only minor that applied, by the way. There are two other minors. One of them we made an all, and we were like, no, we kind of don't want on here. And then the other one was a freaking disaster area in the interview. A disaster area. We were like, when me and Julia were listening, we were like, hell, fuck, nope, nope, nope. But he literally like.
How old is he?
Mark, he's 16.
Oh yeah.
But then again, there's an 18-year-old on his trial, so that's literally only a 2 years difference there, and that could do something. But I've watched Mark play though, and Mark has really matured. He used to be, I played my very first org with him, but he was absolutely a mess and he was annoying, and I one of the gongs, he was just crazy. But then hosting him, because he played the Wish, and then he ended up having to leave due to personal issues, he actually matured a lot and was actually doing decently well in the game. And so that is something that I can say that for. But I think if he's already been active in talking to people in his chats. He's been active in the tribe chat. So there's that. And that was kind of what one of my biggest fears. He wasn't going to say anything, but he has been active in the tribe chat. So I think if he can do a little work, he could do what he can. But right now, I actually have him at first boot right now, and I really don't want to. I want him to come prove me wrong. That's what I want him to do, is prove me wrong. But I think he could do it. Somebody could take him under his wing. I don't know. But we'll have to see what happens with that.
I do think he's going home early. I really do. I do. But I didn't know he was a minor. I hate playing games with minors. That is my number one thing. Is I hate playing games with underage people.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I would have been able to bring myself to cast him if not for the situation in South Africa.
Yeah.
Because, like, after the bullshit we put him through in that season, I feel like we kind of owed him. But
he could also do okay in a way, because Connor is like sending him voice message and mentoring him and helping him, and being sure he's on the right track.
That was basically literally everything I was about to say for my segment.
Thanks a lot, Grace.
Yeah.
Well, you go in more on it then.
Well, I don't know. That was basically all my material. Mark has a major disadvantage in being a minor. People don't really like playing with minors. I know I personally don't. But he wanted to play. I did warn him ahead of time that pretty much everyone else was going to be overage, and he was like, sure, whatever. I gave him a fair warning, and I mean, I've done my job. The biggest thing he's got going for him is, as Grace said, Connor, because Connor is someone who knows what he's doing, even if outward appearances would suggest otherwise. Connor kind of wants to act as like a mentor this season and like help guide him through the season, which I don't know how much that's actually going to accomplish. I can see Mark going very early, which is unfortunate because I know how badly he's wanted to play. And after all that time, getting first boot would be pretty devastating, I feel.
He'll get Livingston treatment.
So we're moving on to someone I've personally been waiting to talk about all night, Marvin. But Ollie, you get to start.
Let me get my notes up. I wasn't prepared. There we go. Yeah, I like Marvin as well. I don't know him. I didn't see the game he's played before. But like when I was watching it, like watching his video, like he was just someone I like could tell I would click with if I was playing. Part of me feels like he's going to be an aggressive player, and I'm quite excited to see it. I think from kind of here, I think he's done himself a disadvantage by telling people about his game. Like I will never tell people how, like if I go into a game, like that's just one of my rules. I'll just be like, you can find out from other people. But I think if he gets with some good people and if he gets with some solid like final like individuals, I feel like he'll do really well. I'm rooting for him. I think from what I've seen of him from his videos and what I've heard from others, I feel like he's going to do really well, and I'm excited to like see a new person come into Trinity.
Alrighty. Marvin. Okay. So I literally, the only thing I remember is I was stoned off. I was interviewing Marvin, and that was a very fun time. But he was I absolutely loved him. He's a really sweet guy. And he already seems like he's kind of has a reputation in the community and everything. And so so he's been around. I didn't know if he was like an orc player before, but now I see that he has people he knows, so clearly he is. But I really don't know what kind of game he's gonna play or anything. I think he comes off he's gonna be very social to me. And I do actually kind of feel in my gut that he is going to merge. And I think he's gonna do pretty decently well in this cast. And I actually have a place right now. So I think, like I said, I feel he's merging. So number 5 was ringing to me. So with him. So that's where I'm gonna leave him. And I think, like I said, he's gonna do very well with this cast. And I'm really looking forward to see what he has to offer for this season. I loved his interview. Like my high self literally was like, okay, we're casting him right away. I loved his interview and everything he was saying. So I'm really looking forward to watching him.
Sorry, Julian. Sorry.
I'll be straight up. Marvin's my winner pick. I love the energy that he's been putting out so far, and I do think that he has the potential to just get a group together and just run this game. Like he's gonna link up with like a JJ. I can see those two getting together. I can see him linking up with like Wesley, couple other people. He's just gonna rope in a 5, and it's just fucking off to the races from there. And I can see like Marvin's a very charismatic person. His interview gave us a lot to work with. I know Keaton in particular is very excited for Marvin. I can see him winning the season. I'm not the best at like describing why, but it's kind of the same feeling I had about Ned. Just kind of clocked me in the face like, oh shit, he's winning the season.
Yeah, I don't know him, but he looks cool. His picture, I like it. I like it a lot. I'd work with him if I was in a game with him. Where'd you guys find him? Is he from what communities? What communities from? Is he from Tengage, Tumblr?
I think he actually came from like, from what Keaton has said, he's like a moderator for the Totem Pole minis or something like that.
So it's like a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. All right, that's cool. That's tight. All right. Yeah, I don't know him, but he looks pretty cool. He looks. I like to work with him. I'm excited to see how he does.
All right. So Grace will be starting, and we're on Sunshine, Ollie's favorite person.
He's like, Okay, so I played with Sunshine a couple times, and he is so good socially. Like, Ollie's like, bye. But well, from what I observed, he is really good socially, and I think he can. That's like the only thing to me. He's not very strategic or anything in comp wise. I actually have some tea on that, but I'm not going to share that comp wise with him. And
What's comp? What's
I'm not
comp?
allowed to spill. I'm not allowed to spill it.
No, but what's
for
comp
reasons.
mean? The challenge?
Please do.
I'm not allowed to spill it for reasons, but
We'll wait till the off-camera session.
no, I can't even say it off camera. But he's not very strong in challenges, so I think right now on the tribe, I think he can do pretty okay with what he has with this tribe that he is on. I think he's gonna find people on there that he's going to link up with. And he was the only one who wasn't active on that tribe, but he just messaged in the chat and said, "Hey, I'm here, I'm at work." But after that, I'm pretty sure he'll make his rounds and go talk, because he will talk to people and initiate conversations with you. So there is that pro to him. And if all I'm saying, if him and Seb and Justin, if he reunites with Seb or Justin, I think that's really going to do really well for him. But first they had to make a swap for that to happen. But we'll have to see if he gets there. But I do think he's going to get there, because I actually do think Sunshine is going to merge. I think Sunshine's going to go pretty far. And I have him at third place right now, because I think he's going to be out of the Seb and Justin trio. I think he's going to be the least threatening of the three of them. And I think he could potentially get farther and farther and farther.
Oh fuck, it's me now. So Sunshine didn't apply for the season, which is kind of funny. Apps had already closed, and Sunshine kind of just slid into my DMs like, "Hey, can I play?" And we were kind of struggling to decide like who out of the bottom picks we wanted to put into the cast. So we were like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Do an interview, we'll cast you." Um, Sunshine's a very polarizing individual, because I know some people think very, very highly of him, because he can be very fun, he can be very good at the game, and I know some people think very, very lowly of him, because he can be a lot, to put it lightly. Now, this isn't, I mean, that's not my tea to spill, though. I'm sure there will be more said down the line. Personally, I do enjoy Sunshine. I don't enjoy playing with him. It never seems to work out for us, but he's a good presence to be around, I've found more often than not. So I do enjoy having him in this game, because I'm not the one playing with him. As for how he'll do, I think he'll do fine. He'll probably at least merge.
Who's next? Where's the order at?
You.
But how do we know the order?
It's been going in the same order all night. Ollie, Grace, me, Chris, and then it rotates forward one person every time we move to a new person.
All right, so I'm always
Basically, just know you after Julian every time.
You're after me.
I'm after the king. Got it. All right. So now it's me. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sunshine. Sunshine's cool. I hosted him actually in Cutthroat. It's funny. This first tribal, he tried pulling off this crazy move, and he ended up falling asleep and not voting. And he didn't get in trouble though. It didn't out him, but it outed his ally, and she got in trouble. But he ended up getting swapped. He did fairly well. Sunshine, I feel like he's good socially. He's a good guy. I think I like Sunshine a lot. I think just because like I've talked to him, but I've played with Sunshine. I don't like playing with Sunshine. Me and Sunshine were against each other. And I wasn't really against Sunshine. I wanted to work with Sunshine, but he was very stubborn, and where he stuck to his alliance. And he was like hardcore with them, which is cool and all, but like it's kind of boring. You gotta switch it up a little bit. But Sunshine, he is a good player. I'm curious to hear about all the after show deets but for now, I'll just chill. But Sunshine, I'm excited to see him play. I think he's very entertaining. He's very entertaining.
Rain Cloud. Grace, you said I had to be respectful, right?
No, you don't, Ollie. This is an
Okay, no,
assessment.
Okay, look,
Assess him.
you can
Try
say
not-
what
okay.
you want,
Try
but
not
do
to
not
get,
call anybody drunks.
try not. Well, okay.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say is try not to get too personal.
Yes, don't call
yeah.
anybody a drunk. Like some
I mean, if
nasty ass angry British bitch called me last season because he's a fucking jealous cunt. He needs to get his ass. You know
Grace,
what? Let me shut up before I
Grace,
continue my words.
Grace,
Save it for the after show. Woo!
I don't care
Yeah.
about bashing publicly.
Grace, not the time or place.
Grace, this is my time. It's my time to bash Rain Cloud. I mean, it's no secret I'm not the biggest fan of Sunshine. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I will say in terms of his gameplay, I agree with Chris. He's very stubborn. He plays with who he knows and likes, and I think he does a disservice for that. Yeah, honestly, it's not even that I have like an issue with like anything like with what Grace mentioned there. I just feel like for me, me and Sunshine just don't get along. We don't click. How he plays the game and how he conducts himself, I don't agree with. So we'll just leave it at that.
We're getting down to the end of it, y'all. We got 3 people left.
I've only been here for 2.
So I'm starting with Tyler. So Tyler was the first lock for this cast, basically. We got on call with Tyler. We did his interview. He was like the second or third person overall to interview. We got off that call and we're like, okay, I fucking love him. He's on this cast. We're not discussing it. He's just on the cast. Tyler is this big burst of energy. He's a very fun presence. I know I've said that a lot tonight, but we have a very fun cast. In case you couldn't tell, we're very excited. Tyler's interview was very refreshing. After the first few were kind of bland-ish, I'd say. He is kind of messy. He is described like he told us that in the other games he's played, he's been kind of messy, kind of crack-headed. He tried to play too hard, got himself voted out, and I could kind of see that being the situation here too. I don't know if he's gonna merge, but goddamn, he's gonna make game fun while he's here, and I am ready for it because that is the kind of energy I live for. So Tyler, keep doing what you're doing. You get a big old thumbs up from me.
So where did you find Tyler? Because another person that I don't know.
Tyler was in Clemenshaw's game where he got pre-merged.
Andrew Clemenshaw?
He got pre-merged, won a comeback comp, and then was the merge boot again.
Oh shit. Okay, all right. My man's doing some plays. Okay. All right, I don't know Tyler, but based on what I just heard, sounds like a competitive player, which is always good to have. I'm looking at his Facebook, looks like a cool guy. I think Tyler was gonna do fairly well, honestly. Like he looks pretty cool, pretty laid back. I don't know most of the cast, so I'm really just kind of going off like Facebook stuff, which doesn't tell you anything. But I like Tyler. We'll see how he does.
I'm on the same boat as Chris. I don't really know Tyler. I've only seen like games he played, like the one you just referred to. I have heard that he is a bit of a hot mess express. And hearing his intro video, he mentioned that he never really does well in games. And I feel really bad for saying this, but I feel like this is going to be the case for this season. I do see him like kind of just being a little firecracker maybe and just like going quick. But I do want to I want to see him do well, because from him saying that he never really does well, like I want him to have that chance to do well. So I'd like to see him go far, but I do think he's going to struggle just because he is a hot mess express.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Tyler, I think literally has such a huge I think Tyler has such a huge advantage here, because to me, well, not huge, but I think he has a little bit of one, because he is the person in this cast that has played the game series that this season is based around, Zero Escape. There's 3 different games for it, but this is mainly based off we're doing kind of like a combination of all of them, but we're mostly taking elements from the first game in the series, which was 999, and that's why it's season 9. And Tyler has played the games before, so he already has an idea of what's going on. There's a little, and part of the idol system is that they're gonna all 9 of it, okay, so there's 9 people on each tribe. Everybody is going to receive a bracelet and the bracelets are from number 1 to 9. And basically, each person is going to get a different, on each tribe is going to get a different number. And so Tyler already, like when we mentioned bracelet, because talked about the bracelets and the rules, Tyler already clocked it and said, oh, the bracelets, we're going to be opening doors. He said that in his podcast. So he's already aware of stuff that we're doing. So he kind of has that advantage compared to everybody else, because everybody's like, what? Somebody like Jason asked me, what are the doors for? Well, no, Jason was like asking me, so what is the idol system? So Tyler's the only one that figured it out, and I think that's gonna help him. But I think if he's messy, he could let it known out there that he knows about this game series, and I think that could potentially hurt him in a way. And I just don't feel he's gonna I don't know if he's gonna merge or not. Right now I have him, he's not. But I'll have to see what he does with this. But right now I have Tyler sitting at number 12. So I see him lasting a little bit, but I think he's gonna get cut eventually.
Just what you mentioned there about the idols, I think if he keeps it to himself, I feel like that's going to be his advantage, because we've seen in seasons past that if you are able to manipulate like the twist and idol like things, you can do really well. So I think if he keeps it to himself and he figures it out and then does with it what he pleases, then I think he'll do well in that regard.
Well, it's gonna, and I will say it's gonna be kind of hard to kind of keep it secret. That's all I'll say for that.
All right. So we got 2 people remaining, and Chris is starting with Wesley.
All right. Is this So where's Wesley? Is he some 10 gauge or?
Wesley is a Facebook order. He used to play minis. I think he actually played last season of Cutthroat.
Oh, I think I'm gonna know him. Oh, okay, I'm looking at him. Oh, Wesley. Oh shit. All right. I never played with Wesley. I never hosted Wesley. Nothing like that. I talked to Wesley very briefly. Very briefly. There was some kind of Cutthroat VL fan audience game that we did, and I was on some calls. I think maybe some roundtables with him. Funny guy, cool guy. Very, very good heart, very good-hearted guy. I don't know how he plays in Cutthroat. I don't know how he does in games. I don't really know anything about him, but my call with him, on the roundtable, he's just really good vibes. I would love to work with him. Very interesting guy, but I think he'd probably do well socially, because you can't help but like the guy. I don't think he has a mean bone in his body. I think he's a good player. I think he has some strategy in him, but I don't think he's malicious about it, you know? I don't think that. So I'm excited to see Wesley. I really hope he does well. I hope he does well. I'm gonna go out my way and say he's my winner pick because I'm gonna root for him. Wesley's my boy. Let's go, Wesley.
I don't know Wesley. To me, he seems like he seems like he's got such a pure heart, but he also seemed quite awkward. And I feel like if he's not given the chance, I feel like he won't like progress far. But I did find, I don't know if Grace and Julian have this, but I've been told, I wasn't meant to tell this, but I'm going to say it anyway, that he has a Google Doc of all of his placements, and I've seen it, and it's very detailed. I got witness to it before this, so I feel like he's very capable in the game. Just from what I've seen, I feel like if he can do what he's done in that Google Docs and translate it into the game, I think he'll do fine.
Alrighty, so with Wesley, the Google Doc thing, yes, that is a big thing, and something that I kind of got from that. He took so many notes and stuff on it. He comes off very observant to me, and that is a very, very, very good thing to have in the game of Survivor, is to be very observant, and I think he can do that. But I don't think socially. His placements, he's done decent in a few games, but a lot of games I noticed he was in double digits. And I don't think I kind of feel that's been a common habit throughout the time he's played orgs, that it's probably going to be the same situation. I think he's going to be able to watch things and he can have correct reads on stuff. But I don't think he's going to have the social capital to be able to do major things with it. I don't see him as a guy who's going to make the biggest move in the game. I don't see him like a freaking JJ or a Brandon or something like that, who's not scared to put their hands in and do something. I don't see it. And I want to see what he can do, but I don't think he's going to merge. Where did I have him? Let's see. I actually have him at 15th right now, because I think they're going to get to a point where I don't think he's going to be the first one gone, but I think they may get to a point where he's probably going to be gone.
I have played minis with Wesley back in the day, quite a few of them, and that's, I think, what's going to be the most damning thing against Wesley, because he's a mini player, and he had this tendency at one point to play orgs as if they were minis, and he would play really hard and he would get voted out. Now, I don't know if that's still the case or not, because he linked us an entire Google document with all of his placements, and he has gotten better. He has gotten a few good placements. I can't fault him completely. He's even made finals a few times. Is he going to win this game? I don't necessarily think that's the case, but it wouldn't shock me. I know he loves to play on the strategic side of things. I know he likes to try to play hard. And it's basically the same thing I said with Kinsey earlier. He's got to kind of pump the brakes a bit. He's got to kind of take it easy a bit, because this cast is going to be messy. And if he throws himself into that line of fire, he's going to get sniped. All right, one person left. Zach. Ollie, go ahead.
Zach said he was a people hater, and I instantly fell in love with him. He is the type of person that I would love to watch, and he's the type of player that I would just root for. I know his video came off so negative about himself, but I feel like that's going to work to his favor, and I want it to. I feel like if he is going to have that persona of no one's really going to like me and all this, he could become the Michael Hearn of the season, where everyone just roots against him in the game. I'm hoping he's not an early out. I generally want him to go far just because his personality, I feel like, could be something that's just a fun element in the game. Like having just a people hater, I fucking love it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Okay. I'm muted now. So Zach, I think Zach can do pretty decently okay in this game. I don't think he's gonna make it like extremely far, but I think he's gonna and apparently he's played phenomenal and he's played very well in other wards. So I have to see if that translates over here. Right now, I don't have it as that right now. And he's kind of one of the people that I was maybe like, I don't know where he's kind of a wild card for me because I don't know what he's gonna do or how. But I do think he's gonna on the starting tribe. I think he's gonna make it a swap. But I don't know. For some reason, I kind of feel him fizzling a little bit, and I have him at number 11 right now. So I had to see what happens with that. Maybe 11, and where I see him, I don't know. But I have him at 11 right now, and like I said, I just have to see how he does. But I think, like I said, this first tribe, I think he's gonna do pretty okay on.
I've hosted Zach in my group game twice. He made finals one of those times. I've seen him play other games, and I've seen him make finals in other group games. His fatal flaw is he does not have the concept of jury management down. He got 0 jury votes in a final 3 with someone who cheated in their next org and someone who got outed as a pedo a couple months later. He lost a jury vote to both of those people because he cannot get jury management together. If he can work on that, he has a very serious shot at winning because he's got the actual gameplay aspects down. He's a very good game player. I gave him player of the season once, and he got idled out the other time because he was too big of a threat. He could win this game. Is he going to? I don't know. It's up in the air. I've already said who my personal winner pick is, but if Zach got his shit together, figured out jury management, and won this game, I would not be shocked.
Julian, do you mind if I do 2 opinion thingies on 2 of the people that I was not here for that I know?
Go for it.
I won't do everybody. I'll just do the people that I know. If that's okay. All right. So I guess Instagram draft list. Known Jason for a very long time. Probably close to like 10 years. Jason, I don't think. I mean, he's not gonna hate me when he sees this because like he already knows that I'm very blunt about this. I posted Jason a number of times. Jason is a pain in the ass to host, and I've told him this every time. And Julian, you're gonna agree with me by the end of the season. And I love, and he's very entertaining. I loved hosting him. I loved his confessionals, and his dedication to the game is very, very high. The man is dedicated. I'll tell you that right now. He is going to be one of your most active players. He's going to be one of the most invested players, one of the best players. But you're going to fucking hate hosting him. I'll tell you that right now. But he's a good guy. He's got a good heart. He's a good player. He's just a pain in the butt. But if you get through that, he's going to be fun to watch. Let's see. Next down the list would be, that I know is John Coffey. John Coffey is a funny dude, man. He's a good player. He's another one who's very strategic, very smart. I played with John a few times. I've hosted him as well, and he's usually very active, very good. I don't see the thing is I've John in the Tumblr community, and I don't see a lot of Tumblr here. So I'm excited to see John play with people outside of his, I guess, element, maybe. And I think that would be cool to see. John is really he's a really interesting guy, really good guy. Oh, and Lala. I think that's it. Thank you, Julian. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
I
So
really don't know most of the cast.
So we're gonna wrap this up then. I want to say thank you to everyone who popped in. Thank you to Rachel, Chris, and Madison who were here for a short amount of time and then dipped. Thank you to Grace, my production member. Thank you to Ollie, who's helping run the after show.
Executive
And thank you
producer.
to season 2 Twilight Town winner Chris Stoner. This was a lot of fun, and I'm very excited for this season.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, y'all, I'm very excited with this cast and everything. Literally, I've never seen a more active cast like preseason messaging in their podcast, and I've never seen. And we also had a kind of a record with people submitting their materials, and people did it very quickly. And we barely had. We thought we were gonna have an issue with somebody, but it turned really into a funny situation. And they were like, "Oh, here's my stuff," and I'm like, "Okay." So that was funny though.
Yeah,
We're
hearing all of you
excited.
guys